Give it a second. All right, we are live. David Fox here, the Black Belt Realtor. With I'll change it. And my broker. What do you want to be called by? Broker, good looking. Like you look snazzy today, bro.
Broker owner.
Broker owner, Jerry Bobbitt, and then
still broker.
Also
still broker.
Still
no
broker.
owner.
Okay.
No owner.
All right.
Unless he knocks me off.
Jordan. So we had a. We skipped last week, right? What was going on? Where was I sick? Dude, there's something hit me. Like I'm on the tail end of it now. But anytime this weather changes, dude, I'm like
my allergies hit me last week.
There's a lot of cottonwood flying around, so it's like
horrible.
yeah. Have you ever burned it?
Cottonwood?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Huh?
It won't burn.
You're talking about the wood or
the cottonwood itself?
The actual like the wood.
Yeah, I've tried.
Yeah. So one of the woods, like we threw it in the fire, dude. It burned black. Like it was black.
It's horrible to burn. So you don't burn it in a fireplace.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't in my fireplace. Yeah. No. This is a bonfire. But so we got a slew of Reddit rundowns, Instagram rundowns as I'm looking at them now. But do you guys have any tales from the trenches? Anything fun? Maybe big news?
Got big news, but I can't announce it quite yet.
When can we hear about it?
Next week.
Next week.
We'll do it next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Cool. Jordan, you got anything?
Not really. Nothing that I can at least think of right now.
All right,
maybe.
Well, I have one, and I'm going to share with it. Like I'm going to run through, the cliche of like your realtor has done, all these things in the background. I'm not exaggerating. Probably spent 4 hours trying to line up. I've got a client. They're doing a buy sell, and we're trying to line up a buy sell on the same day. And the way it's a for sale by owner, the house that they're buying, and then the one that they're selling, like they need to be out because they're in a lease and they're lease. So you're juggling all of these like, poof, what do you need? What do you need? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm on the phone with title, mortgage, buyer's agent, homeowner of the property that they're buying, and trying to talk, and get them all. And Amanda, my wife's Amanda, she's like, what are you doing? like, because I was on the phone all night, and I would hang up and then call the other person. She's like, what are you actually doing? I was like, I gotta get these on the same day to close on the same day.
Did you just have two?
Yeah,
like a buy and a sell. That was it.
Yeah.
Now imagine double it.
See, I've had like 3, 4 that had to happen in a day, and one was out of state.
With the same clients?
So
like you're it's your
so
buyer. Let's say your buyer, Brooke's buyer, right? I'm just because I know the agent, and so it just makes it simple. Brooke's buyer is also she's not moving from her lease. She's contingent. And the house, and the client that's buying her house.
Big domino effect.
It was. We had 4. So they were coming from Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
And a week before, one of them fell apart in the middle.
So that would
throw everybody off.
Kill the whole deal.
Because everybody, and it was my
gosh.
listing. The buyer backed out.
Aw.
And so it was going to kill all the. And I had the listing. Yeah, so I had the listing, and my seller was also buying. The people that they were buying from, I think, were moving to Vegas, and then that house was contingent as well. So I threw my house back up like as quick as they told me it died.
Yeah.
I threw it back up. Said the appraisal was already done. Here's what it appraised for. If you've got a pre-approved buyer.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, and I knew the agent, thank God. So that was back in the day where all the agents knew each other. I get a call from an agent I knew, and she said, hey, Jerry, I got a buyer. They're already pre-approved. She came in that day. They wrote the offer that day, and we closed it without a hiccup.
Oh, wow.
Because we just had the appraisal assigned over to the new mortgage company.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
So you must have been FHA.
It had to be.
The buy, because if you can use the appraisal, yeah, because once you're
well, you can still use them on a conventional if they're on the bank's list of approved.
I see.
Appraisers.
Okay.
And if they're not, a lot of times it's just a formal.
So what happens with the buyer in that? Do they who pays for the appraisal when they back out? When you're that deep in and it backs out?
It can vary. Sometimes it is you're going to have to pay for it because they never did pay for it. And if you want it, you're going to have to pay for it.
I see.
And then typically there is like an assignment fee. But if he never got paid, he would just charge the full-blown appraisal fee. If you already got paid for it, because some mortgage companies charge prior to, it's paid outside of closing, so you have to pay for it before they even order it. If that's done, then you're going to have to pay the assignment fee. The mortgage rep could say, I'm not going to release it unless you reimburse the seller. I mean, it's all negotiable. And at that point in time, you're like, just get the freaking deal done. Who cares?
Yeah. Because appraisals are what?
Can range
$500, $1,500. I mean, depends. You appraise your house, it's easy to do, right? It's a cookie cutter house in Southgate, not hard to do. You try to appraise my house, where's your next comp?
The $300,000 farmhouse.
That's my point. So, I mean, my house takes 4 or 5 hours to do an appraisal, where your house, they can knock it out in an hour. Yeah. So they charge a lot more.
Or in Gibraltar. Try to do some comms.
Those lake cities are tough.
Well, it's because they're so small.
Yeah.
So the amount of comms, I was like said helping Amanda when she came in yesterday, and it didn't have a garage. Well, it's like the amount of houses that didn't have a garage in Gibraltar were like 5.
Yeah.
And then when you're talking it's a 2-story, 3-1, try to find another 2-story that's a 3-1, and we were having some problems.
This is a completely random. My ADD is kicking in. You ever had an agent speak in acronyms?
Like BATVI or something like that?
Like, as we're speaking, be like, do you guys have C2C? And I'm like, clear to close? It's the same syllables. Like, I understand typing it, but why are we speaking, I was like, it's kind of strange.
I've never had it like that.
Well, it was a younger. I was like, so you don't have C2C? I was like, I don't have clear.
But I have ADD.
Clear. I was like, I don't have clear to close. Like, I was like, it was kind of strange but I was that was in that deal. And I was like, is this commonplace? Should I start doing it?
No,
right?
no.
Okay. All right. I didn't know. I do have another. This one is fresh. Yesterday, I got a referral from an old client. I helped her buy a house in, where was it? Wyandotte. She got the $20,000 last year.
Oh, nice.
And so her sister, they're in Allen Park near Cabrini, and they didn't know about my current listing, but they want to sell, and she says they need to sell stat. And I was like,
what price range?
Well, right. Yeah. No, I said,
I got a buyer.
They don't need to sell, though. Right, yeah. So I said, what do they, why do they need to sell? Well, let me rephrase. It's not like hardship. Like, they're like, well, it's small, and then we have, there's a pool kind of cramped. I said, okay, so you don't need to sell. And I said, what do you want? And they all like, $130.
Well, the problem is, though, they're going to have to pay that $20,000 back.
Huh?
This is not the same client.
No, so this is her sister.
I know, but you said they bought it with the $20,000 program last year.
Her client.
My client. Yeah,
gotcha.
my client.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My bad.
And they bought 5 years ago.
Okay. So.
Yeah. So and that $20,000.
You've been with me for 5 years already?
No.
I thought you said it was your.
No, my client. I sold her last year. Her sister bought her
5
house.
years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Gotcha.
I have been. It's coming up on 3.
It's been that long? Wow.
I mean, I didn't do anything the first year, but I might have sold a house. I don't even think I sold a house the first year. But she owes $130, and they bought 5 years ago. They're in at it's one of those. They're in at 2.5% or something. And I said, okay, what do you want to buy? And they want to buy somewhere else. And I'm like, what do you want to keep your payment under? Because you're gonna walk with equity, but it's gonna immediately go towards paying down down payment on whatever house. And now you're in at rates of what?
6.
Low 6s. Yeah. So and I'm like, that's gonna be.
Where are they at now?
2.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this is
they
why
they owe $130 though, right?
Yeah.
So they'll probably walk. I mean, I haven't comped it yet. They'll probably walk with, call it $90,000. Maybe $80,000, whatever. But even still, you throw that all at the new house. What are you going to touch? And they want to upgrade. They don't want to they're not downsizing, so they want to upgrade to a little.
Their payment's going to triple.
What? They're like, yeah, we want to keep under 16. I was like, I don't know about that.
They can't, because even if they. I'm going to use a number.
I'm playing with the math. It'd be like,
even if they sold for $250 and bought it $250, their payment's going to be more than that.
Yeah. It's going to be close. depending on where they go for city.
It'd be probably $1,700 is what I
right, and I guarantee their payment's not $1,700 now.
16 now. I don't know.
How can it be $1,600 if they bought it for $130?
No. Well, they bought it for $160.
$160.
And they I'm guessing they put like the lowest down, 3% or something. I don't know.
So doing that, your payment is probably $600-700 plus taxes and insurance.
I'm telling.
No. He's saying what their current payment is.
What their current payment is $600 or $700. And if they bought now the same exact house or $200,000 house,
I'm pulling it up. I'm going to look at it just to make sure I'm not tripping. But like they said, it was like 16.
No,
dude, Scarlett was looking at that little what do they call it? Grocery getter. That car I got.
Yeah.
It's got Apple Play in it. Like my phone can.
No way,
dude. Hey, shut up. All right. So like, dude, it's better than the old like cassette player or whatever I got in my F-150.
Dude, you had an 8-track in that thing.
And so Scarlett's like, "What's this number by your text messages?" And she's like, "Is that how many messages you have?" I was like, "That's how many unread messages I have." And
poor
she
baby.
was like,
"You scarred her."
1,935. I was like, "Don't worry."
I'll talk to Jerry.
I got.
And mom just erased it.
I can't find it, man.
30,000.
Yeah, I can't find it. But because she said 1,600, they want to stay under 1,600. Maybe I'm wrong. But so now, what do you got? Don't use chat. Sucks at math, bro.
No, it doesn't.
Purchase price. All right.
And I just threw in $3,500.
Mortgage payment on $160K with $3,500 taxes. It's a little low. $1,500 insurance, 2.5. Total payment PITI $1,100.
And again, I threw $3,500 in for taxes. I didn't know what their taxes were.
Hang on.
It's gonna be close.
Now you got, bro. I'm not gonna be able to let this go. All right. So
right at for principal, it's $630.
Okay, maybe now that I see it, they may be at 11. Yeah, they may be at 11. But
I know Jerry's right with his math again.
I know, dude. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. So all right. Well, anyway, that's what we're dealing with, and so I think that's where.
Quickly on numbers. On the numbers thing. So with the new business I'm buying, I had to go through quickly, and I'm estimating all my costs, right? What's my rent, my gas, my everything. So I add it all up. So I've got my budget, what I'm thinking these numbers are going to be. I finally figured out my real numbers just this week with what everything's going to cost me, and I was
$7,500 off.
What?
It was like $75.
Yeah, $75. I was like $75 off on my monthly
overhead.
No, my total cost. Yeah. I was $75 off.
You did it all in your head?
Yeah. Well, I wrote it all down quickly, what I thought.
Okay. Oh, I see. You're estimating.
I mean, you have to remember, it'd be like if you said, "Oh, I'm going to go open up another Jits location." It's a similar
I don't know if I'm ever doing
that. No, I know.
Like,
I'm John.
I might, bro. I might be. No, I think we're.
If I do, come talk to me.
I think we're good. But go on.
But let's say you're acquiring another gym. Okay, you already know what your costs are going to be. Okay, so I got Metro already.
Yep.
What's my cost here? Yep. What's it going to be here?
And yeah, they well, sure, and it's you get reps in, because when you play, do you have you were not here for the episode when Jordan showed me
the math.
Am I allowed to say what type of math that is? Probably not.
I don't know what you want to call it.
I don't know.
So it's I call it Indonesian math, right? Like where you were manipulating the numbers, and you're like, and
take this,
bro,
here,
dude. I've never seen such witchcraft in my life, and I was like, wait a second.
I think I was here for that.
He's like 80%. Yeah, he's like if you reverse anyway. I was like, that's the craziest thing. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I do a lot of times. I'll play with percentages, right? I do like if I need to calculate 15%, so I'm doing 10% and 5%.
Half of that.
Yeah, then half of that, and then I'm adding them together. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's get into some of our Reddit rundowns, and maybe one day we will have a way for this to go somewhere else. But my computer just can't handle the load, bro. Like it's like so if I try to stream it right now, it would just short circuit. I think it's time. I do think
smoke
it's time.
would start pouring out.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna share this bad boy screen share.
Dave's little data center over here.
Yeah. Kind of.
Hey, speaking of that, really quick, did you hear about? And I can't remember which company that is building the data centers, but they're essentially mini data centers, and they're building them on new constructions with the new construction instead of one big. Your new construction has like this little block data center in the home
per home,
and they so this AI, I can't remember if it was an AI or data center company, partnered with a new construction company.
So you have your own little data center in your house?
Yeah.
Is that specific to that homeowner?
I didn't look into it too much just because it was not anywhere near the state. It was like over on the west side or in Texas somewhere. But it was like, what the crazy thing was, do you know how much each little computer unit cost?
See, that's what I'm thinking. What's the cost effectiveness?
$250,000.
Well, that's stupid.
What?
That's just stupid.
But it was something with like, it's a partnership, so the homeowner isn't paying that cost. I'll have to look back into it.
So I know like a staple in new construction now is backup generators, which are sweet, bro.
Yeah,
like those are sweet, but
I don't even have one.
Yeah. I mean, I've only lost. It's one of those things. I kind of like losing power, not because I enjoy losing power, but like I'm like, you know what? It's like it reminds me of a simpler time. We went through the Henry Ford Museum, and look at just 100 years ago. Just a century. 20, yeah. I mean, the majority of that, like, AC was non-existent.
Didn't have refrigerators.
Yeah, they didn't have refrigerators.
Most people didn't.
It was not uncommon
no TVs.
to find homes without electricity. Yeah. And
no plumbing.
And even, thank you, and even indoor plumbing. Right? And so I'm like, and we got, you get a quote for a backup generator, bro. It's like,
yeah, it's
$15,000, $10,000 maybe.
Yeah, I think it's around $10,000.
Depending on the size of your house, right? I'm not going to question you on your math anymore. like the past 3 or 4 times, I was like, it doesn't sound right. And I'm like, man, yeah.
So it's NVIDIA they partnered with, and the idea is to make use of spare electrical transmission capacity already available in many neighborhoods. And instead of building massive new data centers, the company's proposing a network of smaller units installed at homes across the country. They deliver the same computing power as a traditional warehouse-style facility, potentially easing the need for the large-scale developments. So it wouldn't be it would be for the company's benefit. They're taking basically it looks like electrical from the neighborhoods that they're not using, something like that.
So the grids are capable of producing more, so they're taking advantage of that in individual houses.
Instead of saying we're going to build one massive one here, we're going to build these tiny ones and spread them out.
How do
interesting.
This just came out not even 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So I mean, it's something extremely new. Then like I said, I'd have to read more into it because I'm not super familiar with it. I just saw the one video and thought it was a nifty idea.
Seen a lot of homes for sale in Van Buren, dude. A lot of homes for sale in Van Buren. That's where data centers come.
Yeah.
All right, so let's check this one out. I love these memes. I like seeing these memes whenever I can. So we got this right here. Okay, this is the one of how to get more listings in a nice neighborhood. How do I keep the rent low? That's funny too. Okay, so that's a funny laugh. Question. Let's talk about like the actual, springboarding it into, real estate. What are we allowed to say or not say about a neighborhood? You get asked, hey, someone's moving from wherever you said, Vegas or Texas or whatever, and they're like, well, I'm looking for a nice neighborhood. What do you recommend?
Just what do you mean by nice?
Just a nice, safe neighborhood to raise a family,
Yeah, but what do you mean by nice and safe? Because your definition is going to be different than mine. And
no
different
gang,
than his.
no gang activity, not a lot of criminal activity, no drug behavior.
Well, if it comes to criminal activity, I can point you to a website that shows you the crime in the areas, and you can tell me where you want to live and where you not want to live, whether by city, by neighborhood. You just let me know where you want to be. Unfortunately,
isn't that your job as a realtor, is to help me find the house?
Yeah. But unfortunately, I'm not able to tell you anything about safe, because it can be considered steering.
Well, you know what? All right, then maybe you just. I recently did a DNA test. I found out I'm quite Irish, Irish and English. So can you just point me? Are there any Irish communities? Can you point me in that direction? Just where are all the Irishmen at?
No.
Again, you tell me what neighborhood you want to live in.
Listen, common sense has fled the American government. Until that changes,
so obviously this is tongue in cheek, but this is like the amount of time.
Listen,
to get a real estate license, to have this conversation of what you are not allowed to even like say. We had a. Did I tell you I had a client? Dude,
I remember.
You would have been proud of. You would have been proud of me. They were. It was a new client. Thankfully, I got them under contract now. They were a referral, and she's from she's from overseas, so she's new to. She's like, yeah. So we are just looking for a neighborhood with not a lot of us. Like, let me stop you right there. Hang on. I was like, before we finish this sentence, I need to be very clear that what I cannot, like, I may fire you right now without even hiring you. And she's like, no, just not a lot of crime. I didn't mean it. Because, they like her, it would not be uncommon for her to have a prejudice, right? And so I was like, I got to nip this in the bud. So she's like, no, just a lot of crime. I don't want crime. I was like,
and I think that's common sense, right? I don't care.
And no one's trying to live trying to live in a war zone.
Yeah, nobody wants to live in a crime-ridden area.
Sure.
Right? At least most people would not want to. But I mean, unfortunately, our society has become, you can't say anything because everything's going to be construed as some kind of you're critical against a certain, I don't want to say, but a category, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, even in our marketing, we have to be so careful. So, for example, I mean, you I think our listening audience, the two people that are listening, they're
three. No kidding.
It's comical. We can't say anything about familial status. So we can't say, I can't say this is a great place to raise a family. You can't say that because now you're saying somebody single can't buy it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it could be discriminatory against a single
It's just
dude.
Most single people wouldn't want a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 4,000 square foot home. Could be wrong. Call me crazy. But I can't say anything about familial status. I can't say it's close to, a mosque.
Which is strange because on Airbnbs, like if I'm going to put let's say I have a vacation home in Florida and they have a superhero theme or Harry Potter, which is cool, and they're like perfect for families, they can advertise that, right? Like, but they, as a homeowner, right?
It's a homeowner, correct.
Right, yeah.
So
they held to a different standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh. Yeah.
And that goes back to, completely going off topic, you already know what I'm going to say, the wholesaler crap. I don't even care. I was arguing with somebody else today about it. I mean, or yesterday, not today. People hate on realtors, and this is the funny thing because I see it all under the wholesaler pages. Oh, realtor this, realtor that, realtor this. They hate us, but at the same time, it's like, and I'm talking about wholesalers and potential clients or consumers, and it's like, okay, but you do realize that wholesaler is going to take as much from you as he possibly can. Like, that's his entire goal, is to screw you and to get as much money. Not necessarily screw you. It is just to get the most money possible.
It's to take advantage of as much as I can.
Yeah.
The real, it's a set number that we can negotiate, but it's not like I can say, oh, you're someone I can take advantage of. Let me all of a sudden now. And when that happens to a wholesaler, who are you going to report him to? He's not licensed. He's probably not even in the state. He's somebody that you're never going to be able to get any type of ramifications against. And it's like, what do you, like, he just took 30 grand from you, and you're complaining about the 6% I was going to charge, which comes out to like 12 grand. Where he just
and the number that Jordan is using is, just so everybody in the world that's watching, is not a set standard.
Yeah.
A brokerage can set the standard for their office,
and that's not even ours, because we'd only take what our listing is. Again, I was throwing out a number. It is not.
Yeah, a lot of
just
people,
throwing that caveat out there, just
a lot
in
of
case.
people, they don't understand that out of the, they look at the commission as one number, which it is as far as their net sheet, but there's a lot of people getting paid out of that. Like there's each brokerage gets paid, and so they're looking at just what they paid in quote unquote commissions on a deal, but like. That's a lot of mouths to feed, and then you have to.
And you have to remember we're self-employed.
Roll Uncle Sam, thank you.
So there's no Social Security that's taken out when you get paid. So you have to pay your own Social Security.
Well, just go get a real job, Jerry. That's what they would. That's what they would say.
My dad still tells me that.
I get a real job.
I was watching it.
Oh, he does. I don't work.
Wow. You
don't know what work is.
Yeah. I was watching a video.
Maybe not compared to your dad, bro. I mean, your dad. I don't know.
Factory.
I don't know if I've met
him.
Yeah, but
no, he's a factory rat.
He, God love him. He was a very, very hard worker. Born and raised in a 2-bedroom coal mining shack with 14 brothers and sisters.
That's crazy.
So he's always been a hard worker.
But no, I was watching a video, and it was someone talking about business owners, and he was like, people ask me all the time as a business owner, what happens if your business fails? What if this? What if that? And he goes, well,
you don't get unemployment, I can tell you that.
He goes, well, nope, I just go be a slave like you.
Oh, sorry. No, you were talking about moments that would just happen last week. Let me just tell you, listening world, you know where I'm going with this, don't you?
No.
Okay, so during COVID, I've never collected, unemployment, disability, anything in my entire freaking life.
No.
So during COVID, when our governor Whitmer, in her infinite wisdom, said that real estate was non-essential, right? We were forbidden to work under any circumstance on a threat of losing our license.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you could have called me and said, "Hey, my mom hasn't been in her house for a year. She just died recently. She was in a convalescent home. Whatever.
Huh.
Can you please sell my mom's house? You're out of state." I couldn't even go put a lockbox on it. I couldn't put a for sale sign out front. I couldn't hire a photographer to go inside.
How long did that go on for?
A month.
About a month.
Month and a half.
So I collected unemployment for the first time ever, and it was like $3,000 for my month, right?
Wow.
And I just opened Synergy, so I couldn't collect on my old business where everybody else was collecting for their businesses because Synergy had just opened. I couldn't collect it on Synergy. I couldn't collect it on my other business. So whatever. Is what it is, and I wasn't complaining. Yep. I collected my measly $3,000. I get a letter about a year ago saying, you owe it back.
Really?
You didn't qualify. I'm like, how can I not qualify?
Bro, you can ignore that letter.
Oh, no, I did. Oh, no.
You can ignore that letter.
Listen.
There's no way.
Listen.
Bro, there's no way. Oh, my God.
I did. Oh, I'm not done yet. The best part, I had 3 meetings with the state. I went before a judge. He pretty much just said, prove it. Prove you couldn't work. I'm like, prove it? I'm like, the freaking governor forbid it.
Prove it?
So he's like, well, send a letter from your broker. Well, who's my broker? Sunshine over here, right? So he writes a letter that just says I was employed as a 1099 during that time, that I did no production, da-da-da-da-da. And then I send it over to him. So the third meeting we have, he goes, oh, well, isn't this convenient? It's your son. I said, well, if you want to check Laura, that is my broker. He is he's the broker of record at the state. That's who would get the
This is the judge. Where's he over?
The state of Michigan.
The state of Michigan for the unemployment agency, whatever. So he was just this magistrate that I had to have these meetings with. He said, no, you owe it. Had 3 meetings. Every time you owe it, you owe it, you owe it. So I did what you said. Screw this. I ain't paying you jack. I don't owe it. What's the worst thing you can do?
Yeah.
You can garnish my wages.
Right.
Or you can take it out of my refund every year. Well, let me just tell you, out there in the real world, I never get a refund. I always end up paying more at the end of the year. So I thought, screw it. I'll do it that way. But I always pay quarterly. So at the end of the year, I'm not hit as hard. I made my first quarter. Do you know they took the $3,000 out of my first quarterly payment and said, we're not going to apply it towards your quarterly. This is what you owe us for the unemployment. Blah! Yeah.
Dude.
So I ended up getting screwed on it.
Dude.
So there's my happy world.
Dude.
Oh, I was so livid.
That time period.
Dude.
was,
and if anybody,
that time period, people forget what it was like.
And how
they were printing money for you.
They weren't even printing money. They were just they were typing zeros on the balance sheet. It's like
lots of zeros.
People like, they forget. Do you remember? Sweating. Do you remember the? I can turn the air on. I like it warm because I usually wear t-shirts.
Oh, dude.
Do you remember when
I love Dave, but don't come train in the summertime.
Have you ever seen a spliced? Clip of the news anchors?
All repeating
publicly, repeating the script, but also publicly shaming the non-vaxxers. They're like, maybe they should be shamed. This is their fault. Like they're not doing the right thing. And I was like, bro, like that is Orwellian.
That's propaganda.
That's just straight. I mean, like, and then there was the whole, and every week.
Did I forward you?
Granholm was putting out some new order of some shenanigans. And so
did I forward you the North Korean study that they did on people that were vaxxed and unvaxxed?
North Korean?
North Korea. They did it on the entire country.
So but it's North Korea.
But now it's a controlled. They can tell you exactly what the vaccines did and didn't do. And you've got like a 400% more or 500% more chance of getting certain things after the 40.
But what I'm saying is it's North Korea. Are you really going to trust their data?
What's their purpose in lying about it?
Don't know.
Seriously, what's their purpose? And what's sad is that means they actually did research on their own people. But yeah,
I don't think anyone's like for like. I think it's common knowledge now. I don't think.
Well, first you started off with common knowledge, and let's just.
I don't think anyone is
like saying
I would
sense.
get another booster.
Yes,
they would.
That's
50% of this country would
get another booster.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They would get another.
I don't know about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, perfect example is my grandparents. If they came back out on the news and said, "You need another booster,"
listen,
they would do it.
They were handing these out with hot dogs and donuts outside of baseball arenas. Yeah. Like that. Okay, come on, man.
And just to go back
too much
to my other comment, that was the other guy.
I'd like to extend some credit to the general IQ.
No.
You know,
don't.
Yeah, don't.
Okay, all right. Well. Somehow it came back to COVID. And now we just lost all of our viewers. We got banned on all of the identifying with dangerous people groups. All right, I got you. I got you. I got you. All
Dave's trying to save a nickel over here.
Here we go. I didn't kick it when I go back on. All right, so we are going to. This is a clip of the interest rates. Okay, and this is the one so we can see. 1975, 9.0. 14, 13, 10.
The Game of Thrones
7,
music.
Oh, is this Game of Thrones? 8, 5, 5, 3, 2, 6. Right. So this is, and the whole point of these 14% down to 10% today. Here's what that means, blah, blah, blah. And of course, someone's going to say this is just propaganda to get people to buy homes, but these are historical numbers. So when we say 6% is not horrific, it's not. It's certainly not 2 or 3.
You're never going to see that.
Yeah, I was saying the other thing again, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. The 2.5% to 3% interest rate was terrible.
Y'all keep talking.
Terrible. Got to turn the air on.
We'll turn it on for Jerry. Poor Swagland.
But that time was terrible for the housing market as a whole. You're talking about
COVID.
Yeah, well, over COVID. Yeah, I mean, but you're talking about prices were going absolutely astronomical compared to
and they could because the hourly. Yeah, when you take your hourly wage, you can afford what you can afford.
Yeah,
right. And if it's $1,500, I'm just using that number, $1,500. But dollars now with interest rates coming down to 2.125 or whatever you got now. The prices of houses can go through the roof, and you're still going to be able to afford that $1,500 house payment. So, I definitely hear what you're saying.
The other thing with it is even though you were getting that lower interest rate, a lot of people, what they were doing was they were $20,000 appraisal guarantee, $30,000 appraisal guarantee.
Ooh,
you know,
oh yeah.
And this is what I told, you know, because I had a client, and of course, yeah, he didn't. Anyway, that's a different story. And I explained it like this: okay, you can either A, buy this $400,000 house now with the $20,000 appraisal guarantee, or B, wait a couple of years, prices are going to skyrocket. And well, we didn't know about interest rates going up at the time, but interest rates we thought were probably going to go back up. And it's like, okay, you're either going to pay $30,000 now, or you're going to pay $30,000 more extra.
Yeah.
You know, before, and that's what people. You know, that's what, because even now, if you want 3% interest rate, go spend 20, 30 grand and buy your rate down.
There's a limit to that, though, right?
I honestly don't know.
That's a Joe question, but I don't think there is. If you're willing to pay for it, they'll sell it to you.
He said I think I asked him because my current client was exploring that, and they're paying down a little bit. I think they're paying it down a point.
Well, I mean, you can pay it, but there comes a point in time where it just doesn't make sense to pay it.
Yeah.
And that's where you got to talk to your mortgage.
Break even point. Yeah, he was talking about break even. It's like 3 years. So.
Yeah. See, and that's mine. I mean, if I can do it in 3 or 4 years, I would pay it. Anything past that, I don't.
Yeah, because I mean, if you do the ROI, it's a 25%. 4 years, 25% ROI, 3%. 3 years. So, okay. We're gonna share this one. So I have a question about this one actually. This one says, I love the don't buy a home together first. Smart couple money move. One partner buys, or if I hate the phrase, one partner buys first. FHA low down payment. Live there 1 year, turn it into a rental. Second partner keeps first time buyer benefits. Buy another home together later. Move into the new house. Rental helps cover mortgage. 2 properties, building equity. This is
so. First
mortgage
question.
fraud?
Yeah. I was gonna say, first question. If you're married, you cannot do this.
Well, that's why I said partner.
Yeah.
So
if you're sure, your boyfriend, girlfriend, I would advise still not to do this because you guys aren't married. And what happens when you break up?
But we've been, if they've been, I mean, listen, look, my religious views aside, like, if they've been together 10 years.
Then why aren't you married? You can get married.
Well, I'm more.
Why buy the couch and get the milk
I'm more
for free?
empathetic to them than I used to be. Like one of my boys, he's like he has stepped in and he's got like the love of his life now, but his former fiance was a lunatic. Like to the point to where like I think at the time he like asked an opinion. I was like, well, if you're asking an opinion and she's behaving as such, there's zero chance I would ever marry that woman. So he called it off, and now he's like, no, I'm gun shy. So I'm not. Of course, I can't endorse it, but I can understand. I can empathize with like, okay, I get it, and especially let's be real, from the guy's perspective, if you're the main breadwinner. You just got a lot to lose, you know. So I understand that. If it doesn't work out, right, and you don't have a prenup.
But here's the thing: I guess if I can't
together?
trust her, exactly. If I can't trust her enough to marry her,
insurance.
then why am I with her?
It's insurance.
Insurance for what?
Well, you don't know what's going to happen down the road.
Well, it just tells me you're a scared little girl and you don't know how to do anything commitment wise.
Okay.
That's my son.
Jordan,
and I'm saying this as a single.
I know. I understand. I understand. I agree with the sentiment. Okay, like you can say commitment issues. Can I paint a hypothetical? Sure. We're gonna leave the chat from real estate. So if you want real estate, this
is not the podcast.
Ladies, for the record, whoever we're talking to, Jordan is still single and on the market. So take this as a sizzle reel. So I understand, but let's say hypothetically, you have a kid together. 5 years.
Well, stop right there. That's the problem.
Okay.
You're putting the cart before the horse.
Oh. Well, you.
Not that she's a horse.
I'm saying you. No, let's say you do it. You get married.
Okay.
And 5 years later, you have a kid together.
Okay.
And now she is an entirely different person because of hormones and things. She's not the same person. She cracked. Right. She's not the same. She's not the same. I'm just painting a hypothetical. Right.
Yeah.
She's not the same person, or people change or whatever over time. and that's what. And so then you decide, hey, it's just not working out, and you split 50%. 50% of marriages end in divorce, right? And I think it's 65 or 70% of second marriages end in divorce. Like the more times you get married, the less successful it is. So what's your, that's why for the guy wanting to protect his stuff, and again, my brother just went through this. Like we all saw that one coming, right? But like, bro, she took him for a ride.
And that's where I would say, but most of the time.
You saw it coming.
Yeah, I would say one.
We saw it coming.
But this again, and we're going back to, I think, I mean, we're such a small piece of the pie, and this is where this is not real estate related. Again, we are totally off real estate. This is our own personal views and personal opinions. And I think I'm talking for Jordan. When you talk about marriage and divorce and everything, our view is you don't get a divorce. End of discussion.
Yeah.
See how simple that was?
Ever.
That's my own
Sherry
personal
cheats
biblical.
On you, you're staying with her?
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Bible, and who was it? Okay,
Hosea. I know.
He bought his wife back from the right?
I can't.
So how many times did Christ forgive you?
A lot.
Okay, so now we're going to limit how many times we forgive.
It's not that I won't forgive her.
Again,
it's not that I won't forgive her.
And again,
bro, you hold to this.
Well, I don't plan on getting divorced, and I think that's one reason why I'm so picky, and that's where I was going back to. A lot of these men are.
I will agree with you here.
I would say a lot of these men are, like you said, you're with her for one reason and one reason only. You don't plan on getting married. You don't plan on doing anything. You're there because you're using each other for different reasons. So let's stop being, I don't want to say terrible human beings, but bad human. If you have in your head, even though you may lie to yourself, in your head that it's not going. You're never marrying this person. So why are you wasting her time?
Well, if they're both on board with it, though.
But is she really on board with it?
I know.
I mean,
I know couples who say they're cool with it. Here,
and they're lying to themselves.
I have a. Can I provide an opposing thought? Maybe?
Sure.
I don't think it's strictly, and here this is just. I don't think it's that they're afraid of commitment. I think that there's no benefit to them, right? Because like obviously in our Christian circles, right, like. Sex is after marriage. So like that's a pretty obvious benefit, but not the sole one, right? And the older you get, like it's when you're younger, it's a pretty main motivating driver. But when you get older, it's more that relation, like that life partner, true like partnership, right? I think for a lot of these men, they are products of a broken home, and so they're like, well, I know what that was like for my folks. And here's I know what my dad or my mom did wrong or could have done different, but I don't really know, like, they don't have the full roadmap of what builds a great marriage. And so they're like, and they're like, I just want this insurance. If there's no downside, if I offered you home insurance for free, you would take it, right? Like, and so I think in that mind, I empathize with them. I don't like, I'm not endorsing it, but I would, and if I was one of them was here, I'd be like, hey, dude, all right, yeah, but what more public statement can you make than be like, you know what, I think you're a lot to lose here if this falls through, and that's how committed I am to you.
Here's the thing, I think we're putting biblical principles on people that are not.
Sure. Well, of course.
What we would consider saved.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
So, and I think that's where we have to start drawing the line. I can't expect my moral convictions to be here when you're not a believer.
Correct.
Yeah. And I'm not looking down on you. I'm not frowning on you. I'm just saying, biblically, here's what God says. And that's what being a Christian is, right? Yeah. It's a Christ follower, and you're dying to yourself. Mm-hmm. I don't care what I think anymore, right? I have to do this because this is what Christ commands and tells us to do. Mm-hmm. So back to, if Sherry were to cheat on me, would that damage our relationships? Absolutely.
Dude.
Would it be a long road back? Absolutely. Man. But you're committed, right? You made a commitment, not just to her, but to God, that this is my partner for life. Now, it doesn't mean just because she screwed up, I'm free to go do whatever I want.
I believe if someone cheats, both parties are at least partially to blame. That's a personal belief I hold, right? I also, dude, that's tough, man. I mean, like,
I'm not saying it's easy,
bro. Like,
and I know,
and it is for the like. It's divorce is permitted under adultery. Like you.
Well, and I would agree only in that Christ says, "Listen, what I brought together, let no man separate." Right? You cleave together, and I can go with verse and tell you. Christ finally says, "What? Yeah. You guys are such screw ups," and I'm putting this in Jerry's language. You guys are such screw ups. Can you at least just limit it to?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like
that is kind of
if my son was a drug addict.
I agree.
And I would finally just say, "Hey, listen, Jordan, I know you're a drug addict. Can you at least not do it in my presence?"
But in cases of divorce, since you guys suck,
right? I'm not saying I condone Jordan's drug abuse. Yeah. I'm just saying, can you at least respect me enough not to do it in front of my face?
Yeah.
Now, am I condoning it? Absolutely not. My desire is that you never do it. Yeah. And I think Christ desires we never get a divorce. But if you're going to be such a muck up, can you at least limit it to?
Man. Yeah,
so
that's a tough.
How I told, like when I was teaching, youth, this is what I told them. This is one of those things that I think biblically, if your heart really believes that it's okay, then I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I would say. Now that you're single, make that decision and stick by it the rest of your life. If you truly believe it's a sin to get a divorce, then when you get married, if something bad happens, know what your convictions are now and don't change them just because it happens to be your conviction or your bad situation.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's where I left it with them.
So
back to real
estate. Back to buying a house.
So they, well, and I think, I'm just, I share just more empathy. I can't, and I agree with the line, certainly the lion's share of what you guys are saying, right?
And back to this scenario, it goes back to keep it.
I mean, this one, dude.
This is one of those just keep it simple, stupid. You're making a plan to do what? Live in it a year and have her buy something else.
Mortgage fraud.
That is mortgage fraud.
Yeah.
End of
Especially
discussion.
FHA. Yeah.
And especially if you posted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I am curious. Actually, what are the?
I'd hate to see what the comments say.
I have to see what the comments say. Like I can't. This one says, "Here we go. You got
great idea."
doesn't have enough money to buy one house. This guy just buy two houses. Okay, all right. Exactly what I had in mind. One buys a smaller one, the other buys a little bigger one to move into eventually, while the other rents a third, and then they buy a third together. That's sarcasm. This was exactly mine and my partner's plan, but when we came to buy our property together, I bought the first one on my own before I met him. We very quickly realized we couldn't afford it without selling my property. Yeah, I mean, the cash flow, the way that he wrote this is rental helps cover mortgage. On the first one, maybe. Assuming $200.
$200. I would just give $200.
$200 of the cash flow. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, okay. I mean, the equity is the internet, right? Okay. So we got another one here. We've got what time you out here, Jerry?
I gotta get here by 10:30 today.
10:30. All right. So I'll talk.
We're good.
I'll talk fast. Okay. So we've got. This is actually. So this is. We got keys, 156 grand, 6.375%. This is in Michigan. This was okay. So, and I bring that, man, that's cheap. Good find, well done. And I only bring this up because I saw actually one of the dudes. He follows me. I follow him. I don't know. I think he's local. Like he posted a triggering like, this is why grandma they're only $400,000 homes, and depending on the state you're in, I empathize. I think he's in Texas, maybe, right? So
Texas isn't that bad.
Yeah, so
depending on where you're
at.
Well,
but he's like,
you go to Austin,
they don't need to make, they don't need to buy $400,000 homes. He's like, they're not making them anymore. The average sale price in America is $400,000, and I'm looking all over. I mean, you can get 2-bed 1-bath stuff, right? Like no garage, right? Like, and you can get into them, and I was talking with my clients. They just literally what did we get under contract for? 165. And it no, dude,
that's good.
It's all right. I mean, like it for what it is. I mean, no garage. It's got there's not much to it, right? But like they and I said, you ever play Monopoly? He's like, oh yeah, I love Monopoly. I was like, yeah. You ever start off buying Boardwalk and Park Place? He's like, no, you can't. I was like, right. You got to buy like one house. Right, you got to buy a starter chip, right?
Yeah.
And then start, like dude, it's magic. We repeat this every week, but like it's like forced savings. It's forced savings. Like if nothing else gets paid that month, you're gonna pay your mortgage. You better pay your mortgage.
Yeah.
Right? Like that is the ding on your credit. Like that is the highest rated mortgage one.
That and a car.
Bro, can I share something with you? This is embarrassing. When I bought my first house,
your car payment was more. No.
Yes. The accumulate. I was so like bad.
Young and dumb.
My accumulative car payments for all three of them were more than my house. Which is why I drive beaters now. I just can't I do. I can't I got.
Let me emphasize beaters.
I got PTSD from it, but I missed my first mortgage payment. And I called the guy, and he's like, "What?" Like he couldn't believe. He's like, "Yeah, so pay it." And it was like, it wasn't like I mean, come to find out, I couldn't afford it. I just missed. I had the date wrong. Anyway, so and I can only imagine what that did to my credit score. But I bought. I was in the house. I wasn't buying anything.
As long as you paid it pretty quick, there's just.
It was like the next day.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be.
But. So I bring this up to say, like, there are houses like this. I mean, there are houses but you got to set realistic expectations.
Somebody was hating on real estate agents, and they said, there's a scam that real estate agents do. They tell you that you just need to buy a starter home first and then save up and buy a bigger home later. They're like, no, that's just the scam so they can double dip on their deals and sell you more houses. Okay. You need to just rent, save up your money, and then buy a bigger house. And everybody in the comments was just like, please tell me you're joking, dude. Like, you can't really be serious right now. But that is
did that person own a house?
No, they rented.
No, but that just shows you the average, because we were talking before about average consumers. That's a lot of people they think renting is better.
Question. What do you think the average, like if you took I would be curious to take a Gallup poll on this. Maybe chat can pull it up. Right?
Jerry.
Burn some more water. Or ask Jerry. What do you think do you think that the average American citizen views money as good or evil?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What do you mean by that?
Define good and evil. I mean, I guess.
I would say the average person thinks money is good.
Money is good.
I would say the average person. Well, I would say the average person views money as something that they crave, that they need. Money is the thing that makes the world go round, and since money is the thing that makes the world go round, that's what I need. It's not necessarily a good or evil thing. It's a need or desire. It's almost like a drug.
I would think your younger generation sees it as evil. I would think people without money see it as evil.
I would say
those older,
but the younger people, even my age, I wouldn't even say they see it as evil. They would see money as the excessive hoarding of money. When I mean excessive hoarding, I mean once you get into your billionaire range, that's where they're going to say, "Oh, money's evil." Yeah, you got a couple million and you worked for it. That's not money's evil. Money's evil is Jeff Bezos and I pay my people $12 an hour to make me worth billions. That's what they see as evil.
There's a pretty strong sentiment on boomers trying to capitalize.
Oh yeah,
as much as they can out of their house.
Yep.
Right, and they say they're greedy. I cannot stress this enough. Every single person on planet Earth is hardwired to do what is in their best interest. Hard stop.
End of discussion.
I don't want to say every.
Every.
No one's going to say I could sell my house for $300,000, but you know what? I'm going to sell it for $200,000 because I don't want to be greedy, and I only bought it for $50,000.
I'll use the example though that we were just talking about the office yesterday with that one agent. She gets a $50 gift card for her birthday. Instead of making sure she uses it herself, she takes other people out because she knows that.
Yeah.
She finished that sentence
because she knows that they can't afford it.
So. And it doesn't have to be. I didn't say that they will.
And she's a boomer.
I didn't say that they will always look to capitalize every dollar. They will do what is in their best and what they deem is in their best interest, right? And so that could be, if this makes me feel good to like I'm going to buy you lunch, right? So it's some of my money. What matters more to me, the $60 bill for lunch or making myself feel good, or making me looking good in front of Jordan, because maybe if I buy the tab forever, like, so all of these things go, like, what is the reward for your actions, right? Somebody brought up, they brought up the split with the gym, and they're like, are you bitter? I said, I was bitter, but I cannot, like, with this in mind, this really kind of helped. Every person will do what is deemed. Now, there's nearsighted behavior. I think, you can act really nearsighted and try to get what's in your best interest in the next 3 weeks or 3 months. Or there's like, I want what's in my best interest for the next 20 or 30 years. Yeah. And so both are the same. We just we have differing opinions on what is ultimately. And so that is I think boomers, they're dead in 10 years or whatever it is. Like, they're not here.
You have to remember, like you said, they've only got a limited time amount left, right?
Yeah.
And what are they going to do? They're no longer working. Mm-hmm. They need this to retire, so they're not working at McDonald's or Walmart or fill in your blank.
Check out the price of nursing homes,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're talking 5,000-6,000 easy a month.
Yeah.
A month.
Yep.
And those aren't your really expensive ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you want to complain because they're trying to nickel and dime their house.
They won't discount at $30,000.
Yeah,
that's the exact situation in that for sale by owner. We were trying to work with them. They're like, hey, every dollar of this proceeds going towards mom and the nursing. Yeah. It's like, okay. Like, I get it. Right?
But I mean, I would disagree to the fact that everybody only works. Because I would even use myself in certain examples. When I go travel, they make fun of me for this, in fact. I don't negotiate and barter as much as, like, he will. And they ask me why, and I'm like...
You're saying overseas.
Like, overseas, or Mexico, whatever. And I'm like, I can afford it. I don't need the money. They do. It is... I mean... I don't want to say I don't get any benefit or I do it for myself. I did it purely because...
Does it make you... Do you feel like you're a tool that, maybe
no,
God is using to help provide for it? Like
I don't view it... perfect example is I think this is probably the first time that I've ever even mentioned it. It's just something that I did just because I felt I can afford it. It doesn't hurt me at all to give you $10 instead of $7 or $5 for this item, and you need it more than I do. This is just something I feel is the right thing to do, but it's not like I got any benefit or like, oh, I'm doing this because I feel good. I mean, like I said, they were making fun of me, so it's not like I felt good about it either because I was getting made fun of in the process.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel like if you're doing something because you feel it's the right thing, then you identify as that's a phrase that you that was burned in the past couple of years. But you identify, like, you believe that you are someone who is considerate and empathetic, and like that you're not gonna you believe you it's important not to take advantage of people, and so by acting in alignment with the man that you want to be, that's important to you. That's valuable to you. For instance, a really big thing is, I just bring someone to the table that I've lied to. Bring them up. Yeah, I will say since maybe 17 years old. Before 17, I lied. But not gonna lie. But I don't lie now because, one, I don't want to be known as a liar. Two, it will always. You need to have a good memory to be a good liar, bro. Number one. Number two, how many lies does it take to make you a liar?
One.
How many murders does it take to make you? So that's what we went around. I'm like, and I run stuff by Jerry. I'm like, hey, bro, is that? You're like, keep it simple. I hate it. It's like simple. I'm like, oh my gosh, it would be so much easier. No one's gonna know, but that's what I would say with that.
Yeah.
So. A little bit more, and not to get into subconsciously what you're thinking or whatever, but I can't hate on it, right? If that's hey, I want to throw some money at this Bohemian or whatever to charging me $30 on whatever, I don't know, a hat. Yeah, some of their stuff is taxed, bro. Some of their stuff's really cheap, and then it's like $19 for a keychain. Yeah,
if you knew what I buy when I go to literally anywhere that I go, I buy. Typically something that you can very much tell is handmade or something specific to that one person. They painted it. They did.
You're sitting there watching.
Yeah, I don't buy the the key change. Oh, it's got the Bahamas on it or anything like that. It
came from India.
Yeah,
made in India.
Yeah, made in China. Yeah, no, seriously.
That's like my thing. Wherever I go, whatever country I go to, I'm always like, I got to get a hat. So I got like 40 hats up in my
But
closet.
and in my closet, it's a bunch of like figurines and paintings, and so I only buy things that are like that. So I don't go to the stores. And,
all right, so we're gonna end with this final one, which I think is appropriate. The average rent year over year. Jerry, did you read this article?
No, but I can answer.
I saw the graph.
What is the average rent in the U.S.
right now
in 2020? In the U.S.
In the U.S.
2026.
I have not seen it. I'm going to say 1750.
It's annoying.
But what is it?
1698. Yeah. So that's 1698. So again, that's pulling in. That's pulling. So if that up 3% year over year, if the trend continues, the average rent renter will pay 20. This is crazy. 21,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In 2027. That's your take-home pay, bro. Like that is
gone.
That's
Just
tough.
gone.
That's
Tell you
tough.
how expensive it's got. I've got a client right now. Well, my client is the seller. She has someone that is renting a room out with her. And since she's selling, he needs to find another room to rent. So I was asking around the office if anybody knew something. Flo knew, Flo had an investor that he rented out rooms. So you're talking one single room in Dearborn Heights.
Okay.
And
is it in a house?
Yes. And utilities it's a 3-bedroom house.
Uh-huh.
Utilities are split equally between the three.
What's you're guessing can I guess?
$750.
Guess the price.
750, 800.
So you're renting.
It's a bedroom.
It's a bedroom. How big is the house?
Like it's your typical Dearborn Heights house.
Okay, where is
like
it
1,000.
at? Where is it at in the Heights? Because this matters.
It does, but I'm going to say 800.
Utilities are half and half.
Yep. No, third.
It's on Mayfair, so
I'm
you're
going to
talking
say 650.
So you are just south of Outer Drive.
Where?
Just south of Outer Drive on Mayfair. So you are talking,
okay.
Yeah, north of 94, south of Outer Drive, right in that area.
Yeah, I'm going to say 650.
500.
Okay.
Plus the utilities.
That's cheap.
Plus utilities. So
Plus
how much?
utilities.
So utilities are half and half.
They're split three ways.
And I thought it was rolled in. See, okay, so utilities are $300 or $400 maybe.
So he's getting $1,500
for that house, not for your compound, not for your waterfall.
But you're talking just a single rooms. Yeah. Well, by the
For
time you add
room.
in utilities,
$700
$700 and everything.
I'd run out.
See, and this is where I go back to the homeless people, unhoused. Sorry, don't want to offend. For $550, you can work a minimum wage job and still be able to afford that. It's a choice.
It is. Of course, it's a choice. All right, and I want to respect your time, Jerry. But let's look at this graph, okay? For year over year, and so that you guys can see too. You're just let's go back. So it's 2026. 2016 was 1,000, so it went up $700, right?
Almost doubled.
So 60%, and then
so in 4 years it went up. So there's no inflation, as Biden was saying.
Yeah, right. And then if you go back to 2006. Bro, $782 was the average.
Yeah, so you look between 06 and 20.
What? And so in 20 years, if you're waiting, dude, that's crazy. That's the rent, right? And
how much was it?
Is this for a house or apartment? It's got to be a house, right?
Probably just the
average.
Average rents. It probably didn't matter.
Oh my gosh.
How much was it in? Let's see, Sherry and I got. How much was it like 03, 04?
I don't even.
It doesn't say by year.
It doesn't go back that far.
So it does. 03 was 700.
Yeah, and that's I think my first house payment was $750.
Yeah,
including taxes and insurance.
Okay. Well, you got to get in the game, guys. I if that means beg, borrow, and steal, cut back what you got to cut back. Yeah. Take Dave Ramsey's financial peace course, to cut back. I think that's great for trimming the fat.
Yeah, one thing people can do too to start saving up is don't forget if you want to get some tax benefits too. You can even do this for your kids. There is the Michigan home buyer savings account. that you can, I think it's $5 or $6 a year per
it's
kid.
5.
But like for you, for example, if you wanted to, let's just say, hey, I want to start putting $5,000, you know,
for each kid.
For each
kid.
Do that. Now, you know, maybe that'd be a lot for the 4 kids, but it's tax write-off. Or 3, sorry.
Yeah. Is it a tax write-off?
Yeah.
Only for the state. You won't pay state taxes on it.
But
and it's a house account.
It's a savings account for the for the kids. And, you know, so I mean, if you're just, hey, I don't have a kid, but you can do it for yourself too, and just put the money in. And
Trump just started, whether you're a fan or not, Trump just started a savings account for kids.
I thought you were going to say that he was saying if you report your rent to the credit bureau.
Yeah, that's
too. That's a huge
great move.
Yeah, that's if you're paying on time.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, goes back to what if you guys remember about 2 months ago, the credit scores were racist because they didn't allow rents in the, you know, certain communities were proportionally renting more.
Yeah.
So for those saying that Trump's a racist, there you go. It's just one more reason.
No, that'll be a good move for the
for everybody,
for renters. Yeah, because I mean, if you're paying $1,700, like you can afford a $1,500, $1,600 mortgage, right? All right, you guys. Well, you know what to do. If you want it, there's some, I think the grants are gone, but there is still Mishta, $10,000 toward the down payment. You can get in for his 3.5% down. And if you have any questions on what your house is worth, you want to sell.
And Mishta's interest rates are probably lower than the 6.3.
Correct. Last time I checked, I
think Mishta rates are in the 5s.
Okay. They were high 5s last time I checked.
And those only change like quarterly.
Okay.
You know, so they don't change as much as your other rates do.
And if you're interested in, you know, what it takes to buy, the whole buying process, and you're just curious, you're right, you want to explore, even if you set a goal for like a year from now, right? Maybe this tax time just passed, but if you're like, hey, if you get a return and you're not like Jerry and you actually get a tax return, you can use some of that, bro. I mean, that could be a huge portion. I know people that got like $10,000 back, dude.
That's crazy. And I guess if you're one of those people, why?
The income's not there though. Probably if they're getting $10,000 back there.
But I always question what's your logic in that? Would you not rather have the $10,000 throughout the year and just break even at the end?
I think it's kids.
Okay, but then you take more deductions, so they take less out. I would much rather have an extra $800 a month, $750 a month in my pocket, and then when tax season comes around, I'm just breaking even.
Yeah.
Why would you want to let them keep your money? I don't know, at $10,000 interest rates, I can go get a money market right now at 5%. That's an extra $500 I'm going to make
a month. Oh, annually. Yeah.
I wish it was a month.
Yeah. No, that'd be good.
Math.
That'd be good returns. That'd be good returns.
The Mishta without and this is something that a lot of people forget you can do too, which I try to take advantage of all the time that I can. Without DPA, you're at 5.75. You're at 6 1/4 with DPA.
With down payment assistance.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that, I mean, you can do your conventional buyer. Maybe he doesn't want to do the DPA, but I mean, rates are what, you know, middle 6s. I can go get a 5.75.
First time home buyer though?
No.
That could be that might help the seller.
I think with that one,
yes.
I'd have to double check, but I thought as long as you're not using the DPA, you don't necessarily have to be a first time home buyer.
What are the income limits? $90,000?
Yeah, talk to Joe because it's going to range on cities. Are you married? Do you have kids? You know, because if you've got kids, now your income can go up. You know, again, and then what city are you looking in? Because each city is going to be slightly different.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys, hit us up. Appreciate you tuning in. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Talk to you next week.